Okay, Rundown Wednesday, February 10th. I'm back from San Fran. Baumfelt, they are the ones who are bringing this rundown. Baumfelt and what they do, if you haven't learned it by now. So basically, they pick out clothes that suit your style. So this sweater, which is gorgeous, this could have showed up in a box from Baumfelt. Then I look, I say, wow, this fits you perfectly, Dave. You look awesome. I'm going to keep these clothes. Or you say, hey, these look like something sales guy would buy. It's crap. I'm going to ship it back to Baumfeld. No shipping, no charging. It's free. They send you what you like, you keep, you pay. You don't like, you send back. Click on the link, Baumfeld. It is spelled Baumfeld.
I signed up today.
For real?
Real tough pill to swallow when they go through the type of body you are, and there's just like a big box, and that's what I had to click.
KFC's out. I guess it was out yesterday. I didn't even see that. He says that Skype doesn't work. We were just talking about that. Nobody seems to understand that. He's saying Skype in general doesn't work now. So he's like, I'm trying to find a new product, but it works for everybody. So I don't know. I don't know how Churn's going to deal with when he's just like.
You got played.
I didn't get played. Churn got played. We'll see how that goes over with the big guy when Kevin's just skipping out on work. He's probably like, isn't this a big day for him? He gets the fucking ashes or whatever like all those morons do. They walk around with like chalk on their face. He's probably doing that through the streets of New York.
Dave, can we get a Noodle update? And also, I just want to say, nice sweater. You fill it out nicely.
I feel like this sweater has been talked about before. I don't wear it a lot, but when I do, it always creates a buzz, which I don't hate. Noodle update. Probably like 60% Noodle. I sound worse than I feel. Like when I had strep throat, I was not good. I'm fighting through this one just by sheer force of will, unlike some other guys who can't figure out Skype and walking around with ash on their head. Bernie Buckets, let's start with this. Perfect nickname for him, by the way, Kmarko. Calling for the ball, demanding the ball, then looking borderline scared that he was going to get the ball, but hitting the shot, which in the world of politics, that's a big deal. Kmarko?
I don't think he was scared. He was demanding the rock down there in the post.
But then he flinched when it looked like it was coming to him.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, he's old, so you just kind of flinch when that happens. Yeah, no, it's impressive. He got it, dribbled to the right off glass. Like, really impressive shot. All I could think about was that Obama video I posted last year or something when he missed, like, 5 layups in a row. Just brick city. 74-year-old Jew from Brooklyn hitting a shot like that, hitting another one from the left side. Very impressed by Bernie.
Big Cat?
The only thing that disappointed me was what you just said, Keith. He's, like, if you close your eyes and said, like, an old Jewish politician, how would he look when he's shooting a basketball like that? Exactly like that. The only thing I expected from him that he didn't do was the old guy 1 foot thing. I don't know if your guy's dad does that, but like he shoots with 1 foot in the air. I don't know. It's like an old guy thing. So I was expecting that. Otherwise, exactly what I expected.
Titus O'Neil. This was a bad subject for this headline because I actually don't really know who Titus O'Neil is. The headline should be WWF guy grabs Vince McMahon and gets suspended for 3 months. So I guess they had that Daniel Bryan thing. I love, by the way, people crying and moaning. Give me a fucking break. It's a wrestler. I mean, boo-hoo. Nate's, like, I think literally, like, sitting at, like, candlelight vigil since this went down. Anyways, Vince McMahon's walking down. Titus O'Neil, big black guy, grabs him. McMahon pushes him. McMahon has now suspended Titus O'Neil for 3 months. Big Cat?
The title should be Vince McMahon wants people to talk about something other than a wrestler having to retire because of concussions. I mean,
that's what McMahon cares about that?
I think he cares when the concussions are like a taboo thing in 2016. This is classic Vince McMahon just controlling the story. Now it's all about the suspension. Now it's all about you can't touch the boss. My question is, how does this guy get suspended for 90 days? I guess Bret Hart was out of that was the end of his wrestling career with Vince McMahon when he punched him in the face after the Montreal screw job. But Vince McMahon, like, you're getting if this was truly why he got suspended and it wasn't my theory, the concussions, Vince McMahon's getting soft.
There's no way it was concussion. I could see the WWF, WWE, I'm surprised they haven't do it, having a wrestler named Concussion. Like, that's like his gimmick, and like he either gets a concussion every match or gives one. They don't care about that. Kmarko?
I just love our wrestling coverage. There's like 4 WWE wrestling blogs on the front page right now. Like, what other blog gives you that kind of coverage? God bless Nate for that. Grabbing Vince McMahon, a guy by surprise, like a guy with 50 plus years of steroid abuse and roid rage, like that's probably not a smart move.
And speaking from the boss perspective, I like it. And I think I told this story. Caleb should maybe be suspended for 90 days when he tried to muscle me in that handshake. I told you this story. So in San Francisco, we saw Bieber. I've told this story like 5 different times, but I don't know what mediums I've told it on. Essentially, we're at a club real quick. We hear Bieber's in. Naturally, I freak out. I go over to get a picture of Bieber. I go with Caleb, who's my cameraman. Bieber leaves almost as fast as he came. I maneuver myself in lockstep, so I'm walking with Bieber. Walking. Caleb's going to the front to get a picture. I in all my wonderful arrogance, say to Bieber, like, Barstool Sports, thinking he's going to be like, yeah, I know, like, laugh and take a picture. He looked at me like I was an alien, and then he said to me, again, words that are ingrained in my brain, hey, bro, don't leave me hanging. And then I shook his hand, and then security threw me out of the way. No picture. Caleb claims his camera got taken and thrown as well. And then when we went back to the group to tell the story, I'm like, well, it was Caleb's fault because he didn't get the picture. Caleb grabbed my hand to shake it and then didn't let go and squeezed it and tried to intimidate me. Like, don't blame it on me, man. So that could be a 3-month suspension. Big Cat, I heard this is your new gig, like to fake like you're frozen. Is that what you're doing right now?
It's a good story. It was a good story.
Is that like, do you do that now every rundown, like fake and like try to prey on inexperienced hosts? Is that what you do? Like the fake frozen? Dude, I've been doing this for 12 years. Don't fake freeze on me.
I made Pete Frady's day. I don't know if you saw that yesterday.
That you fake freeze?
Yeah, he would say, he was like, I like deal with a lot of anxiety with ALS, but you made my day. So go ahead, keep making fun of it. Dave, this handshake though, the fact that you're still talking about it though now means that he kind of did get you in your head with that handshake.
Who, Bieber?
No, Caleb muscling you.
No, it was a perfect story. It's a side note story. I said I don't know which ones he maybe should be suspended.
That's what I'm saying though. He's in your head because you're still like worried about this Caleb handshake.
I'm not worried about it. I'm saying maybe he should be suspended. That shows you how worried when you're like, he's still in your head. I thought you meant Bieber.
Oh.
Amazing that you try to pull that fake freeze on me. Amazing.
I should be suspended.
I mean, it's just, I'm the boss. Feidelberg's whining. Feidelberg hates the fake freeze.
Oh,
Feidelberg thinks you set him up for failure. And then you come in and you use a fake freeze on me. Not on my watch, boy.
I didn't set up Feidelberg. I real froze yesterday. What do you want? I can't control that.
Andy Dalton, his luggage, he puts it in the back of a pickup truck, just flies out the back of the truck. Now he's tweeting like, hey, if you find my luggage on the side of like I-95, I'd like it back. Big Cat, your boy Dalton, what do you got?
This only happens to Dalton. And I actually asked people on Twitter who own trucks, does this happen at all? And they all said no. Nothing ever. If you close the bed of your truck, nothing just flies out of the bed of your truck. So I think he just either, 1, never even brought the bags. They're just sitting at his house. 2, left the gate down. Or 3, Andy Dalton doesn't even have a trip. He doesn't even know where he's going. So this is just prime time playoff Andy Dalton. Even when he's not in the playoffs, he's making mistakes like this.
Kmarko?
He can't get out of his own way. Can you imagine any other quarterback in the league like Brady, Manning, Breeze? Like, would anyone's luggage fly out of the bed of their truck on the highway and then they tweet about it like, please return my clothes to me and my Samsonite bags? Like, it's just Andy Dalton will always be the same guy no matter how much regular season success he has. This is Andy Dalton.
I don't think it is Andy Dalton. I don't know who it is. My brain's too noodly and trying to go down the list of QBs. And I know there's some this is like almost more Kyle Orton to me than Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton just is a boring guy to me. This doesn't happen to Andy Dalton.
No, he makes mistakes. And the simple tweet, rough start to the morning, ... was very Andy Dalton. Like, he's the guy who he plans for everything to go well, and then he'll just drop the ball or intercept, throw an interception or have bags just fly out the back of his truck. So this is very Andy Dalton. I'm actually offended you said it was Kyle Orton. This is not Kyle Orton.
It's not. I don't think it's Andy Dalton. I don't know who it is.
Kyle Orton, one, probably doesn't even travel with the suitcase. He just goes with what he's wearing. And two, Kyle Orton's not on Twitter. Like, Kyle Orton wouldn't fucking tweet the people.
It doesn't strike me as Andy Dalton. The Rupp Boogey Man, this was my favorite video of the day. So I didn't read the whole thing. But I saw part of it, part of the description. I think it said he has like epilepsy and cancer. I think the Boogeyman has a lot of problems. All right. So I don't want to be like super mean to him, but when your screen's going down, I think epilepsy, and I just didn't bother to go read what it said because I'm gonna play it like I think he's fine.
Epilepsy and cancer, though, can we just say it's not the same playing field? Like epilepsy.
I think he may have both, though.
He has both.
Oh, he has. Oh, he does. Oh, well, that's. Do those cancel each other out? I don't know how. That's like a double whammy. He's almost trying too hard to make us feel bad for him.
Right. You start listing all those things, I just tune you out. Have one, and then we can do a cause for it. When you have everything, then you have nothing. What is first? The video is amazing. The video is literally amazing. The girl, once you get scooped up by the Boogeyman, you're done. Like nothing good can happen. But when he starts slowly running down the stairs for like 6 to 8 steps, that's pure panic that you can't recreate. Like, it's not just up and down. It's, oh my God, the Boogeyman has me, and we're running down the stairs out of control. It's death could be coming. What is the Boogeyman's deal, Kmarko?
So the Boogeyman is famous for doing this dancing, so I read about him. He had epilepsy. Everyone called him like a retard growing up, and so we went and got checked out.
You can get rid of epilepsy? Then why is Jerry still coaching?
That was the first diagnosis, was the epilepsy. Then it turns out he was like having these violent outbursts, like beating up his brother. They found him like passed out naked in a ditch. He got checked out. He also had a brain tumor. So the brain tumor was pressing on something that... Dan, it's not funny.
It's horrible.
It's not.
It's horrible.
Anyway, long story short, they removed the brain tumor, and that cleared him up. So he's kind of normal. I think he's still got the epilepsy. Regardless, I don't think you want your little daughter running up to the Boogeyman and jumping in this. This is horrible.
I mean, it's... She was like 4. She was like 13. What are you doing? Like what? He's called the Boogeyman. It's like that's... It's not like he's the friendly Kentucky guy. He's the Boogeyman.
And the second the Boogeyman scooped her up, he started going down the stairs. There was zero delay. The second he had her through, the Boogeyman's balance totally off. He just started going down those steps, running. It actually ended not that bad for where it was going.
Did they get hurt?
No, they were fine.
Okay, then we can laugh all we want. Now, does the Boogeyman still have cancer? Should we like post something in the blog being like, help out the Boogeyman, or are we good with that?
I think he's good with cancer.
So he beat cancer, but he still got epilepsy.
That's what I think.
Feel like guys.
You're super echoey now.
I am.
Kmarko.
Oh, that's a new trick Kmarko's been doing.
Echo Man.
Yeah. I feel like anyone with epilepsy shouldn't be picking up little girls on stairs. That's just a rule I think we should have in America.
But like you said, if you run up to the Boogeyman and start dancing with him, then that's on you to a degree.
He's gonna scoop you up. The Boogeyman will scoop you up if you run up to him.
SI, Sports Illustrated, has released their first fat girl, Ashley Graham. They're calling her Big Bone. Beautiful face. Beautiful face. The oldest PR trick in the book, by the way. Oh, we're pro fat girls because we have 1 million smoking hot chicks, and now we put one beautiful fat girl. If I was a girl, I'd be insulted by Ashley Graham. God gave you this face that's like perfect, and you don't cut weight to become a real model. You just stick being fat. And by the way, that fat, that's very losable. I saw her. If she just hits a gym, she's gorgeous. So I'm not going to sit here and encourage girls who are blessed with the perfect face to just sit back and accept media. That's just no different than an athlete who has all this talent and just sits around and gets fat. So I don't know why we're celebrating this. It's a PR trick from Sports Illustrated. I see right through it. Big cat.
Yeah, I mean it's like, remember when Shaq used to come to the season really, really fat and like play himself into shape, and everyone's like, Shaq, you could be the best center of all time if you just put in a little bit of effort in the off season. That's kind of like this. I mean, I'm fat. I know that I'm fat because I'm lazy and I eat like shit and I don't go to the gym. It's correctable. I haven't corrected it, but it is correctable. So I agree with you. Like, correct this. You can correct this.
Right. Kmarko?
Is this girl even fat though? I only saw a few pictures.
No,
she
she's
looks
fat.
like she's actually fat.
I mean,
they did this,
there's different levels. Yeah, she's fat.
The original plus size model was that girl Robin Lawler, who they trotted out as like, this is the new shape of beauty, and she was like really fucking hot and just like a little like 10 pounds overweight.
I thought this girl was fatter than that girl.
All right, I'll have to check her out.
Also, it's like a rule. I don't understand this whole like the magazines and models. They're not supposed to look like us. That's the whole reason why they're models. Like, I don't want to look at fat people when I'm looking at models. I want to look at skinny people that don't look like me and my friends and everyone I see every day.
It's the perfect, I've used it 1,000 times. I already used it on this rundown. It's the athlete analogy. Models are like athletes. They're born freaks, but you got to work on it and stay in shape to do it. Just being fat doesn't make you, just because you look like everybody else, that makes you like everybody else. This weightlifter puke thing, another really funny video. Weightlifters are the best because they take themselves so seriously. Like this girl, projectile vomiting, at no point, and I mean at no point was like, I'm going to stop with this lift. Like, she keeps going. Everyone's serious. The natural reaction of the guy on the side was the best. But weightlifters, like, their arms will fall off, and they'll still be, like, trying to do it. It's bananas. Kmarko, this is yours.
Yeah, Kevin's, but I feel like this happens all the time.
Would be nice to hear from him then. Too bad he's fucking smearing ash all over his face.
They do this all the time. They puke, they shit themselves, they pass out. I just don't get the appeal, I guess, of weightlifting. This is why I do arm day, chest day, and maybe shoulders. Like, there's no need to be doing fucking deadlifts until you puke all over everyone and shit yourself and pass out. Like, there's no need for that.
Big Cat?
I know that this is a chick, and obviously they lift different weights, but if you're going to puke or pass out from a lift, you need to have a lot more weight than what she has on the bar. She needs to have the bar, like, be bending, where you look at it and you say, how could anyone ever lift this? Then you can puke. I feel like she was just puking for attention. I'm actually a truther on this one. She might have done like the old SNL with like the tube puke, or just went and lifted with a mouthful of puke, and did that for the viral video.
She was remarkably calm throughout the puke. She just projectiled it and held it. She was good.
But that's
she's posting memes of herself after the puke, soaking up her puke. I'm telling you, that's a fake puke.
Rubio the Robot. This is Politics 101. So I guess people say Rubio's a robot. So there's a guy who follows Rubio around dressed as a robot. Tried to get close to Rubio. The Rubio supporters would have acted like this was, JFK trying to get assassinated. Like, they literally were trying to beat up this robot who's trying to get through the screens. It's the classic dynamic of, like, we're not actually going to punch the robot, but we're going to push him a lot and, like, hold our signs against the robot. And the robot looked like he's going against a blocking sled, was trying to, like, move past. Politics at its finest. Everyone's like, why do you vote for Trump? Why do you like Trump? It's because of shit like this. He's the king of this circus, the ringleader. And as long as we have Rubio the Robot getting in like scuffles on election day and Bernie buckets shooting, it's so funny. I actually wish I was in New Hampshire. I was flying home. But what do you guys got on Rubio the Robot? Big Cat?
And I don't know if you saw, there was also one where like Rubio was getting into his bus and there was a few robots chasing after him. That's something he can't shake. It sucks that his name is also, starts with an R. But once you do this and once you repeat yourself multiple times, you are now Rubio the Robot for life. And there should be a robot at every single one of your, rallies and press conferences. So it sucks. Like, if Rubio wants to beat this, he's got to come out dressed as a robot and beat the punchline. You got to control it.
Only way. Kmarko?
I mean, it's the perfect nickname. Did you see the actual debate that they're calling him the robot for? It just repeated the same lines, and he didn't even know he did that. He said last night or this morning that he didn't know that he messed up until he checked Twitter and saw so many people telling him, and he was like, "Oh,
that's a classic robot like response." He didn't know that he was malfunctioning until he read another robot telling him about the malfunction.
And there's probably, with politics, if my movie knowledge is correct, like there's a war room of people who think they're very smart, like watching the footage of the robots and having like high-level discussions, like how do we stop the robots?
I gave it to him. He's got to do at least do the robot dance next time. Like if he came out in South Carolina to the robot dance, come on. How does that not just recapture everyone?
I may vote for him if he did that.
Yeah,
but they're too stupid. These guys are too fucking stupid to like realize, hey, maybe make fun of yourself. And even when they do make fun of themselves, it's always a disaster, which makes it funnier. Like they just don't know what they're doing. So that's the rundown. Anything after show? Any questions? Anything?
Oh, I just saw your Coach Harbaugh. Question of the day: does anyone find whining to be attractive? Just curious.
No.
I agree. I agree.
Is that it? All right. What a great after show.
I mean, whiners are the worst.
No excuses.
No excuses. Whiners are the worst. What do you got for
I may make a T-shirt of that. No excuses. Whiners are the worst.
What do you have any after show for us?
This was the after. No. No, not really. It was pretty boring. I flew all day yesterday, so that was pretty much it.
Back to the cold. It was a harsh reality coming back to cold.
It's brutal. All snowed in. Renee wasn't there. It's but it is what it is. I was ready to get out of San Fran, so I was ready to get back home.
Too much. Did you take any mob boss back with you or not?
No, I don't even know what happened. I think so. I think Caleb probably took it or something. I don't know where it went. We had a ton of it. I don't know where it went.
People really like that. They like the weed review.
That was really funny.
I didn't even watch it.
Just getting weird in San Fran.
I mean, it was like I saw one thing. You were acting weird during that. Like you were so. I haven't seen Dan loving life more than during that. Like you were hysterically laughing.
It was the funniest. It was the hardest I've laughed in 5 years.
How did you react on it after the video cut out? Like, how was your high? Were you fucked up?
I went to bed. It like I could like feel it in my lungs when I was sleeping. It woke me up a couple times, but
it was like a classic flashback high school. Caleb ashed into Dave's water bottle, and then like 10 minutes passed, and Dave forgot, and then drank the water bottle.
That's true. That was a low moment. I knew when he did it, I'm like, that's going to come back to cost me. Because it was just my water bottle just sitting in front of me, and he ashed in it.
That's a suspension right there.
I know. That's what I forgot about that. Caleb's like, yeah, he better watch his shit. He did try to muscle me with that handshake, though. I called it on right away. I'm like, don't try to intimidate me.
Sounds like he did. Just a little.
All right.
All right.